Shabbat Shalom. Okay, family and bypassers. Before I go into the teachers on explaining and giving testimony about what I've experienced by standing firm and not being fake and always been 100. That's how I know I was predestined. But before I give a testimony on that for those who may be experiencing being attacked by those who don't want you to be to yourself, I'm going to give you out or maybe a couple of warnings on what to look out for while being in this world of Satan. Okay, now, first of all, you're going to come across people and you're going to have people, even on YouTube and of the world, political people, who are going to be talking and speaking and bragging about them bringing peace upon this world. You have to watch out for those type of teachers because they are liars. No man on earth, I don't care who they are, what they're running, what they're trying to become of this world, and how many hits they're trying to get on their channel. I want you all to be careful with people who are always teaching about them bringing peace upon this world. We're not talking about people who want peace within themselves. We're not talking about that. There's nothing wrong with seeking peace within yourself and your surroundings, your home. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about worldly people who are trying to become political leaders, tyrannies, motivational speakers who speak about them trying to bring peace upon this world. I want you all to be careful with those type of teachers and speakers because they are not here to bring peace of this world. This is a satanic place. The devil is the lowercase g God of this place. People themselves cannot bring peace. They could only help bring problems, discord, war, turmoil, drama. These are lies to get you to believe them and vote for them. So when they get in their place, they can then take their mask off and cause war, cause discord, confuse your mind about what they're here to do, really, and then confuse you on what you thought they was going to be here to do because they lied to you. I want you all to be careful with that. No man here, now, in the past, or in the future is going to bring peace upon this satanic world. The only peace that's going to come is going to be by Jesus Christ the Messiah. And that's going to be Jesus coming to get his bride, which is the true church. That's the only peace that's going to come. But even after that, the day of the Lord is going to happen upon the wicked. So there's not going to be any peace on this earth. You're going to die. You're going to die because it's going to get worse and worse. You're going to want to die, and you're not going to be able to die just yet. People, you have to understand, the chosen ones who are serving God right now and preparing for Yeshua's second coming are only going to be saved. We're going to be safe. And we're going to be somewhere where we're going to have cool, calm, collected peace within ourselves. And the wicked is going to still be roaming around. It's hard to even explain the trouble to come. But I just want to warn you because I've been led to do it. If we don't warn, we die. If we don't warn, it's a price that we have to pay. And see, that's why other people don't like us. people who warn, people who prophesy, people who highlight their mess, who bring out their shenanigans, who expose people in their ways. They don't like us. They don't want to hear that. It's too scary. But yet their lifestyle, they don't look at it as being scary. See, demons want their way. They want to hurt people. They want to harm people. But they don't want the harm put upon them. They want everything done for them and in their favor. So I'm just letting you know. You hear anyone that's speaking about what peace that they are here to bring. They are liars from the pits of hell. And that's the reason why the true church don't vote. We have no parts of this world once Yahuwah has withdrawn us from this world. Because we have now been enlightened with the truth. No man of this world is going to bring happiness. Not at all. They are liars. Now, I'm going to give a testimony about what I've experienced when I used to work at a drug program. The same job I was telling you about, going through what I went through and they shut down programs. The program that I went through is a big, huge program for addicts, for homelessness, Alcoholic Anonymous, immigrants. The list goes on. It's a big, huge program. And if you're from Illinois or if you've been around Chicago or up north and all that, you will probably be familiar with the program that I'm talking about. I don't want to disclose the name right now, even though I don't work for the company no more. But it's still active, so I don't want to give the name off. If you want to know about this program, then I can give you information about it through email. I don't have no dealings with this place no more because I don't work for them no more. And it's been years since I've been working with them. But they've helped me out before I even worked with them. They helped me out a lot. I used to be homeless and they helped me out with my first apartment. It's a nice program. I don't know what they're doing right now, but they are still in effect. Actually, my name is still on the roster. But I don't know with the job order, but it's still on the listing of how many years I've been there, stuff like that. Everybody's names is still on there, which is kind of surprising. But anyway, it's a nice program for those who have issues and things going on within their personal lives. It's a beautiful program. And this is for those who may be in Illinois, somewhere in Illinois. Okay, now I've began working at the program back in 2001. Now, when I got on my feet through their program of the shelter, the job specialist helped me out and got me in the system. And I was like, I don't want to work for them because they're helping me. They like, you gotta. Come on, you want to get out the shelter? You got your son. My son was like 6 months at this time. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I went through the program and I got the job. I got hired to work with them. And I became an operations specialist, meaning that I was put here and put there to be basically like a glorified babysitter. So I was at this other program helping out teenagers where it was a problem at where I end up leaving due to the maintenance guy being hired and they shut that down. And even with being there, I had drama going on there because I didn't partake with the shenanigan that was carrying on. And I stood ground by doing that. And I was just I was 22, 23 or something at that time. And I had it in my spirit that I shouldn't partake with this shenanigan. And I worked with these people. My manager at the time, she was very sedity, thought she was better than everybody, kept bringing about old things about where she worked at, Illinois Bell. And Illinois Bell is not even in effect no more, but she was so sedity about herself and what she done. And I don't know, I guess she was trying to get people to define her as this lady who thought she was all that, which she was. She thought she was all that. So when I didn't partake with the shenanigans, she said, we're going to have a meeting. Now, I was supposed to be some type of, quote, janitor around there. I used to clean and mop, and I used to get it to the T. But when it was times after I got done, I sit down and I'll go over some paperwork or whatnot. But when she pulled meetings, it was just three of us, me and this other lady. We had a so-called meeting, but the meeting wasn't about just a meeting, like what we're going to do to better the program and what we're going to do to better the clients. It was a gossip session. It was a gossip session. I wouldn't mind having meetings. I don't mind that, so we could resolve problems and see what we could do better for the program or for the job itself. How can we better ourselves by being more enthused with our work ethics? That's what I thought we was going to be discussing. But the discussion became a gossip session, and I didn't feel comfortable doing that. So when I didn't feel comfortable doing that, they used to get mad. Yeah, they used to be like, well, you got to participate. And I used to hear them gossiping and whispering to each other. She thinks she all that and what. Well, what are you talking about? You think you all that. You don't want to keep talking about so how many times you been working at Eleanor Bell and coming and talking about your fingernails and all that. What did you talk about? All I said, I didn't want to gossip. Why do I got to think I'm all that? Because I don't want to gossip. So she felt attacked because I didn't, she felt in her spirit, another dodo felt in their spirit that they knew that they was doing something wrong, but didn't have the courage to stop. So since I had the courage to stop doing it, they felt bad. They felt left out. So they wanted to make me out to be the bad person and the sore thumb. I got plenty testimony about this place, but I'd rather talk about it on the podcast or whatever. But that's later. We'll talk about that later. But things didn't work in their favor with me, and I got tired anyway. So that's the reason why I ended up leaving. But I didn't quit. I just got bumped out. She hired somebody else in my face. So I said, okay, cool then. So the Lord drove me out anyway. It was time for me to go anyway because of the shenanigan that was carrying on. And they didn't want to accept his. They didn't want to accept the righteousness that was put upon them to be used as an example. So when they thought they was doing something by hurting me, they hurt themselves. So they shut it down. So I went to another one. I went to another program. And I'm going to skip ahead. I told y'all about the dodo manager who threw the Bible in the garbage. And they shut that down. He asked me, why you so happy and all that. I said, well, look, I ain't worrying about it. And they shut that down. That was with the manager before he became the manager. It was a woman manager who didn't want me to take the job. And she told me in my face, they got HIV and all this and all. I'm like, well, okay, cool. You here. The other workers, they here. What they supposed to mean? Why I can't work here? So she was just trying to use it as a scare tactic. And I took the job and she gave me hell all while I was there. And then she went and told them, look, if she don't leave, then I'm leaving. They was like, bad, and she resigned. And it was a time before she left that she caught me sleeping. I was doing a night shift and a morning shift with them. They was trying to get me to quit. They were like, well, she ain't going to have no babysitter at night, so we're going to have her work. And God worked it out, and I did it, so I was still sleeping. That was my first time doing that. So I kind of nodded out, and she seen me. And when I kind of woke up, and I seen her, she zoomed. I'm not lying. She didn't walk. She zoomed out the office. I'm like, what's going on? She zoomed out the office so fast that I was concerned about what was going on. So I got up to go look, and I said, you all right, such and such? She was like that, and then closed the door. I was like, man, what's going on? And then I get a phone call later telling me I'm sleeping on the job. And I was like, oh, that's what she was doing? She ran in the office to tell them that I was sleeping. I was like, well, I nodded off. I mean, what? I didn't have a pillow. I didn't have my legs propped up. I didn't have my arms folded and back and snoring and what? I just nodded out. I was at the computer. I nodded out. They was like, I don't know what her problem is, but she just keep attacking you. She was making like 90 complaints about me. Stupid stuff. It wasn't nothing that I did against the policy, but whatever little bit that she was calling on them about, she was trying to exaggerate it to make it be like a problem. But it wasn't. It's just that she had a personal problem with me. She was threatened of my spirit. She was threatened, but the first day I come there, she was threatened by my spirit. She already knew her time was up there. She already knew that she wasn't going to win my favor with being a sycophant. Everybody was sucking up to her. They was pitching in for her birthday and I'm like, what? And they got mad that I didn't pitch in. The lady who was collecting the money for her little ring or whatever, she was a thief. She died. May she rest in peace. But she was stealing everybody money and bought her some type of $20 ring. but what I'm saying is, when I didn't pitch in, I heard them and Miss Harris, Miss KK, she didn't put in. She didn't do it. And then when I heard them, I was like, so? What you mean? What? I did something against the policy because I didn't pitch in, give you my money for her? She don't like me and I don't like her no more. You gonna make me battle? It was just shenanigans. So when I heard them say that, I just humbled myself. I didn't get out because I already knew how scandalous they was at this program. And she came out the office and just gave me this look like, I ain't worrying about it. Don't worry about it. I'm like, what? What you mean don't worry about it? What? So what? I didn't give you nothing. Okay, and everybody like, I'm like, this place is crazy. So before I go further, if you are at this point experiencing this at the workplace, and you like, well, wait a minute, where's all this coming from? Where's all this negative energy coming from just because I'm not mingling with y'all? That is Satan. That is Satan hinching. That's hold on. The Satan's people, we get it. But this is what's happening. When you humble yourself and you don't give in to them, no matter how harsh they come at you with this harassment, they do that to try to get you to give in. They try to weaken you to give in and be a sycophant, being a sucker. Because now it's as if you should be afraid about losing your job. It's now you're afraid of being attacked by the majority. Now everybody's being against you. They whispering. They creating flying monkeys at this point because now you're the only one that's sitting over there. So they feel that if they get everybody to be against you, that you will one day quit or give in. See, you supposed to be weak at this point because don't nobody favor you. Don't nobody like you. Why? Because you're standing ground and you're standing alone. By taking courage and going to war with them spiritually, by emotionally holding yourself and doing the right thing by not acting like them. And you are a mirror to how they supposed to be, but they don't want it because first they don't have the courage to. Not only that, but when it gets harder and harder, and you still hanging in there, you haven't given in or given up. What's happening is that God is putting his touch to it. He's hardening their hearts even more. He's hardening their hearts even more to attack you. Now, this part is a test. That what they're pulling was part of temptation to get to your emotions, but you passed that. So now God has put a little touch in it. If he feel that you may be getting a little weakened, he gonna let you know. Payal. So he's hardening their hearts to send you through a test. And if you pass that test, that's when God is going to come in and remove you and shut it down. Or either remove them and keep you. It's either or. It's either or. You're going to win. See, that's why it's important. That's why God say those who endure it to the end will be saved. See what I'm saying, people? You have to understand that and you have to have faith. Faith without works is dead. You see what I'm saying? So that means that you have to not just have faith and believe in God, but you have to work it, meaning that you got to endure those lickings. They are not going to overcome us. They are not going to defeat us. The only time these people defeat us is when we give in. We give in and when we give up. I'm trying to tell y'all, that's why I make it very important. I get a little offended when people leave comments and they're advising people to quit. You have to understand what you are saying. The word quit means give up. The word quit means stop. You don't want to endure no more. You don't want to put up with it no more. See, it's a difference when you are cutting people off, when you quitting on people. That's a difference because what are you quitting? You are quitting evil. You are cutting off evil. That's okay. That's according to scripture. That's God's will. God advised us to do that. That's not nothing wrong when you do that. He said do that. Not only that, but at times when we let our wall down or get back in cahoots with them, God put it on us again to remind us, I said cut them off. Now, quitting the battle is not according to God's will. He tells us not to quit the battle. Hallelujah. See, you got to live according to the scriptures. You got to live according to the books. See, when we head to the kingdom, we're going to be rulers. We're going to be judges. We're going to be teachers, teaching the vast majority how to live according to the scriptures. But we can't do that if we are not willing to learn and live by the scriptures. See what I'm saying, people? Our lives is chronological. We have to live according to the Bible, chosen ones. Not go by our own understanding. Not take stupid advice from fake, false teachers out there. Same program, but a different setting. Now, I ain't never in my life been on drugs. I might have smoked weed. Yeah, okay, whatever. But we talking about cocaine. Heroin, maybe even becoming an alcoholic. Now I've drank, yeah. I when I was working, I was still drinking, but I wasn't an alcoholic. Is what I'm saying, people. So I was an operations specialist, glorifying babysitter to people that was way older than me who was addicts. Okay, cool. Like I said, I was like 23 at this time when I first started working there. Now, it's multiple operations specialists that's working. And they chose me to go along with them for the celebration of their sobriety. So I say, well, I don't feel comfortable going here because I've never been on drugs. I've never been on drugs. So, and I don't know them. So me going to a sobriety party, I would feel left out because I don't know how to mingle with these type of people. I don't have nothing in common with them. So I think such and such should go to the sobriety party because he used to be on drugs. He could relate and he probably know a few of them. So they was like, nah, he could stay here and watch the program. I want you to go. And I'm like, okay, cool. The manager that used to always have me do things. And I ain't mad at certain things that he had me doing. Like he had me to go get my CDAC license to become a counselor. I went for that, but I didn't go through because I wanted to go party and get drunk and hang out. So it was times that I didn't go to school. Harold Washington College. He had me to go there. Truman College. I went to 2 colleges to get certificates. I got my food license there. I had 2 food licenses from the program, and he wanted me to go get my counseling certificate to become a counselor, a licensed certified, a licensed certified counselor. And see, I was young and dumb and didn't do it. Yup, I didn't do it. But it was a reason why I was a sore thumb out there compared to everybody else who could have done it. So I was complaining about a lot of things. I was stupid. But that's a mild testimony. But anyway, he had me to go be part of this sobriety test. Sobriety party. and I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel comfortable going. So when I went, this years later, and I'm there and everybody is ha-ha, he-he, and they talking about how many years they've been clean and they just that blah, 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 blah. And I'm just sitting there. And I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, well, I'm just here, just monitoring. And it was a long journey there. It was like maybe a 3-hour gathering. So throughout the gathering, people was coming to me saying, you all right? You okay? And I'm like, see, this is what I'm talking about. I'm like, no, I'm good, but I'd rather just sit here. Well, come on, get up and laugh. Come on and get up and party and mingle. And I'm like, no, I'm fine right here. Like, party and mingle, I don't even know y'all. And party and mingle what? I don't have nothing in common with y'all sobriety. They told me to come and I'm just here. I don't even know why I'm here. And so I'm saying that to say this. People was like whispering, looking at me like, why she not up partying? Why she not up talking? It's like, are we serious right now? I don't have nothing in common. So I'm just low key right now till this is over with. But I'm seeing people ha and he with each other. Girl, hey, how you? That's what you wanted me to do? Girl, hey, how you doing? I don't know you, but yeah, How many years you got clean? I ain't never been on drugs, but I'm just here and I'm just happy about y'all being clean and sober. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Huh? I couldn't do it. It wasn't in me. I don't know. I don't know about all this. And then I don't know, maybe I'm talking ahead of myself. I think I seen old girl who resigned a few months ago, or maybe a year ago. I think I seen her there. The manager who didn't like me and resigned. I think I seen her. I think I seen her because the lady was just staring at me. And I said, is that such and such? I was like, wait a minute, like that's her. What she doing here? I don't know. It looked like that might have been her. And by the way she was looking at me all mean and mad, I think that was her. Maybe that's why I was there. Maybe I was there to see her there. What? You was on drugs or something? I'm confused. See? So we are put in situations, odd situations, just to see people's reward. Yep. I think overall, even though I was uncomfortable, I couldn't be fake mingling with them. No, I couldn't do that. I didn't feel comfortable. But I think that I seen old girl who was she's sleeping on the job. They got eggs. And I think I seen her over in the corner. She was just staring at me. Because it was kind of dim. It was kind of dimmed in there. And I was like, I think that's her. And she was just looking at me all vicious and mean and mad. And I'm like, she was on drugs or something? Or was she here? And she didn't look happy. She was just looking at me, see? And that's probably who it was. So I said, okay, cool. I'll take it like that. Now I feel a little better now. So people, when you are living for God and you are doing the right thing, just go with the flow. God doing this, just go with the flow. So when you are in a situation where people are picking on you and they mad and you done nothing wrong but just stay silent, don't trip. I'm trying to give some people some comfort and hope in this, whoever going through this, who have gone through this. Don't give up. Don't give in. And just stand firm and know that God got a little touch and how they're acting too. But God's touch is to strengthen you. And he's going to give you your reward. But if you quit on God, you're going to pay for it. I'm a living witness. I'm telling you. You are going to pay for when you give up and when you give in. I've seen a lot of people just say, the heck with it. I give up. I've seen a lot of people give in. I'm like, wait a minute. You was just telling me that you keep it 100. Why you over there? Here, man. I got to fake it till I make it. I got a mortgage to pay and I got a couple of car notes. And it's like, no, okay, go ahead. And then I've seen these people become my enemies. And then next thing you know, they're homeless. Next thing you know, they still lost their home. They still lost their car. So you did all of that. And you still you still struggling, asking me to help them. See, that's how things go. The tables turns around all the time. And I'm a living witness. I'm a living walking testimony. I'm talking about this because I feel that I was led to teach on this to somebody. I've experienced both ends of life. I've experienced giving up, and I reap what I sowed by giving up because God took that personal. And I've experienced when I stayed firm, when I stayed firm to the end, when I trust God on what was happening, who all was against me. I experienced all of that. And I received my reward when I hung in there. One of the guys at the same program with this lady, this Dodo over here, who I seen at the sobriety party, one of the guys who also had me, he was a client. He was a client who had HIV and he was on drugs and stuff like that. Guess what? We was the same age. Well, I was 23, 24. And when I was at the other program. Hallelujah. I was at the other program. He came to that one. No one liked him at this time because he was always a troublemaker, like for real, for real. But when he came there, he was glad to see me. Why you glad to see me? You treated me bad at the other program as a client. He was their flunky. And I realized that nobody liked him at this new program because everybody was used to this person. He was a troublemaker all over the programs. But when he came to this one, no one liked him, but he knew of me from the last program. And he was trying to talk to me, and I realized why he was doing it. I was like, you got a lot of nerve. He was like, yeah, I know. But I already knew why he was sucking up, which was not a good feeling. It was very perverted. Any suck-ups out there, you're living a perverted life. But anyway, I said, you ain't right now, right? And I was being, smiley about it, because I have a heart. I knew that nobody liked him, and they was treating him bad. And he came to me for rescue. Because he, okay, I know you would give in to me because I treated you bad. I know, but I know you got a good heart. And I did. So, he used to come to me and try to put the chair around and try to talk to me and everything. And I talked to him. And then he said, you know what, KK? You know why I treat... See, people be so thirsty and desperate for your comfort, they get 100 then. He said, you know why I treated you bad like that at the other program? I said, why? I already knew why, but he made a confession. I said, why? He's like, because I was jealous. I said, I know you was. I forgive you though, bro. I forgive you. Yup. He said, because I was jealous. And I said, I know, and I said, everybody else was too. I said, you did me wrong, but I ain't tripping though, and we became cool. I ain't even tripping no more. He respected me ever since then, and I respected him. One time in Chicago when I was driving down Stony Island, he was out there then. This was years later. He was out there selling water. He was out there in the street selling water. And I went, he gave me 2 bottles of water for free. He was like, this on you. Go ahead. He said, this on me. Go ahead. And I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. And that was it. That was the last time I seen him. See how things happen? You got to humble yourself. Nah, you don't give in. One day you're going to reap burning coals over these people's heads. So don't feel bad when God puts you to these tests. Don't feel bad when Satan sends his henchmen after you because you don't want to be part of what they're a part of. They're going to pay for it. And you're going to see, only with your eyes, you're going to see, or maybe even hear about it, their downfall. And let me tell you something. For some times and some course, they're going to see you and they're going to need your help. I've experienced it over and over. These same people who did me wrong and who done me wrong, later on, they need my help. They need my help. And that's another test by God Almighty when they come across you later on. I'll talk about that later. Y'all have a good Sabbath day. Shalom.